We are on our second roof today, doing another live because this roof is bad and I thought I'd show you guys. This is the good side. I'll flip you around in a second. This is the bad side. So this is the more southern side. As you can see, the house next door is raised up on one side, so time the sun goes down, this side gets a ton of shade. The one thing I've got to watch out is the roof. You can see by the end of my shoe there is heavily oxidized. So any drop of water while I'm walking on this roof, if I step on that water or my shoes step on it, it's going to be like ice. So just got to watch that as we're going around. So we've diverted all the rainwater. So that's all we need to do there. So this side's not too bad. You know, I could always spray for them from the empty allotment, but if you can walk a roof safely and know how to do it safely, then I would do it. What I'm going to do is spray my roofs like I would normally spray my roof. So I spray the bottom half of the roof right around, maybe back up there somewhere. I let it soak in and see how it's going with the strength that I'm using. See what the strength is doing to the roof. See if it takes 10 minutes or 5 minutes to dwell. I'll jump down, I'll switch it over the water, I'll rinse that section out, and then if I need to bump it up, then I'll bump it up, especially on this southern side here. It's pretty bad. You do all that without walking on that soft stuff. So you clean the bottom edge right around your roof. Make sure you're walking on the dry stuff as you come off your roof. So if you got to walk on this side, spray the back side. So I'd walk down this side nice and slowly. Always make sure my footing is secure. Spray this side because the wind's coming this way. So I want to make sure I'm spraying away from where the wind is. And then just doing sections at a time. So I'll do half that roof, then I'll do the other half, then I'll do this half. So that way, once all this is cleaned, I could possibly walk on this roof, but I'll always walk on the dirty stuff while it's dry. Because my shoes are conditioned now because I rubbed them into the roof. So they're nice and grippy. I got rid of all the contaminants that I possibly walked on, coming up onto the roof, bit of water and stuff. I wiped that all off at the front. So my shoes are nice and oxidized, as you can see. Nice and oxidized. Yeah, so just going to sneak down here really slowly, really slowly. I can't say that enough. If you're not comfortable, don't do it. Just get up on a platform ladder, spray it from a platform ladder, and be done with it that way. Like, I've done so many of these. If you're on the dry spots, normally you're okay, but make sure your footwear is, whether you're in Australia, make sure you've got something that's really anti-slip. Because the last thing you want to do is slip on the roof and then land on the screw heads and tear your legs open, or something worse than that, slide down to the gutter and fall off the roof. So just make sure whatever you're doing, it's safe. So come along, and it's probably not safe to be recording and washing at the same time, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to my framing cabinet. So just bear with me while I'm turning around. It's a bit easier when I don't have anything in my hands. So I'll flip you around. So this is the foaming jet, so wait for the soap to back up a little bit. What we're going to do is just . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . and soap right down to the edge. Yeah, the soap's backed up. That's good, all foaming. The good thing about the foaming cannon is once the soap is on there, you can see that starting to ping now. It really holds on to the lichen a lot. So we can put that little roof over there, that edge. So you can see the lichen starting to go a yellowy colour. That's really biting into it now. It's really killing it. You see the soap starting to pick up. So what the soap does in your line is it backs up and then it pushes out. And then you start to get a bit more foamy. You see how that's pretty much getting pretty loose. You're starting to fall off the roof there a little bit. If you hit that with a bit of pressure, yeah, a little bit's coming off. So once it softens up, it'll be right. So that tells me down there the roof is quite nice. What we do want to do is make sure all the lichen is white. I've already notified the customer that due to the lichen on the roof, it's not an algae. It is normally a two-part process where you spray it on and then sometimes you'll come back and you'll spot treat with a higher percentage, whether it's 7%, 8%, depends on the roof, depends on the age of the lichen, which I've found quite a lot because I get quite a lot of these roofs and I've had a lot of questions about them. But as I can see by just doing this treatment here, so I'm spraying 6%. Because I know that's a good testing spot, and then if I need to bump up to 8 just to do spots, that's where I'll go. But I'm looking here, if I give it enough soak time with that soaker nozzle, then the soap is actually doing a lot of the power for me. So as you can see from the roof there, it's starting to bleach that lichen pretty good. As you can see up the top here, it's done nothing. Down the bottom there, over there, it's really just embedded into the lichen. So what we'll do is we'll just give it a second soak. It's hard to do when you're doing live to come back down and rinse it. I need to get a remote control one where I can just turn it off. Might make my filming a bit easier. But I can see by doing that, that lichen is completely dead. There's a couple of patches there that are probably a little bit higher. But I reckon in about 10 minutes, that's going to be completely dead on that roof. So I think we're going to have a win with this one. And that's mainly because we are right beside the ocean. And what I've found on these coastal areas is because you're right beside the ocean, you get a lot of salt spray. And that's the main reason why I come down here. You see the lichen on the top of the roof here. How it's all broken in the middle. It's kind of all crusty. And that's a main cause. You see this one here. You just rub it, it's all crusty. And that's a main cause of the salt spray that you get from the ocean. As you can see on the roof here, got a lot of rust from the get a lot of rust on the screw heads. Some of these screw heads are pretty bad, and that's due to the salt spray. So the salt spray is actually working in my favour, where the lichen itself is not strong on this roof. So come up here and show you this one. So this one here, you can see it's just crumbling on the roof. This one here, you basically half rub it off, and then basically you're just trying to kill all these little bits and pieces, which trying to kill little bits and pieces, you'll turn that white in a matter of 5 minutes. As you can see down that roof, there's pretty much, you got a couple of big clumps down there, but I think if I rinse that, that'll all come off, just due to knowing what I know. But what I'm going to do is I'll lay down one treatment, I'll do a pass through, then I'll come back and I'll do another pass through, and then what I'll do is I'll jump down, flick it over the water, and rinse out that section of roof. And what I might do is I might go back live when I'm rinsing and just show the result. So there's like a two-part to this one. So I'll stop it here, I'll flick it right around and try and soak up a fair bit, and then we'll do a bit of a rinse and see how it goes, because that roof there is going to be a piece of piss. It's going to be easy as. It's mainly this section here, so we're going to soak up this side and the back side where it's bad, and then we'll flick it over to some water and see what happens. Part 2.